Welcome to another Q360 demo. Today, we're going to be exploring the project profitability and monitoring your project profitability. So here, what we got is a brand new project. We have, as soon as a project is loaded, we can start looking at and scheduling our project out. So we have our task, which gives us a list of all the work breakdown structure as how we're going to execute the project, the dates we're going to execute it, or estimated dates, and the estimated effort it's going to take. And our original sale orders come in and the quotes as it was sold and comes into our project. And as a result, the system will automatically build that profit tab. It shows us our projected profit based on what we've sold, equipment, labor, subcontracting, anything that we've sold, how many hours we've sold. And it sets up our profitability to be managed. So as a project manager, we have to manage everything around the project. We're responsible for managing the profitability, the customer expectations, the scope of work. So throughout the project, we have to do various activities to manage the project. And projects don't always roll out exactly how we've estimated. So what we end up having is a project that could end up looking something like this, where as you're executing a project, you have various tasks that are assigned to resources, estimate, efforts, and then you may have various change orders that take place in the project. So this could kind of what your project might morph into. So you have internal change orders that are either to adjust engineering changes, or it could be adding additional budget for labor or equipment that you forgot to estimate. Or you may have customer change orders where you have to chart because the scope has changed. Customer has changed their scope of work. Maybe they've added additional building, additional room, or additional scope. So we have to have all of these various change orders that reflect and impact our financials of the project. Of course, there's invoicing that happens. There's procurement that's happening. There's vendor invoices that are being cut. There are expenses that are being sent out, travel expenses, timesheets that are being submitted by technicians. So there's a lot of activity around project that happens. So what Q360 does, it creates a very concise view, taking all of that data and giving you the visibility of that project profitability. So from our example here, this is a project that's been going on for a while. We can see what the project initially started out with. On the right side, we have the budgeted column, which shows us, $58,000 and change was the original sale. And then the project has morphed into $234,000 and change with all the change orders that have taken place over the course of that project. So we're able to see all of the financials. So for the projected is basically our outlook of what the project is going to look like in terms of our revenue, our material costs, our labor cost, and the actual is where it sits today from a cash position. So when we look at invoice, this is what we've invoiced the customer. We've potentially collected that money, and everything else is our expenses that we've incurred up to this point. So our material costs, our miscellaneous costs, like freight, for example. See our subcontracting, our labor costs of timesheets and the costs associated with that. And the earned revenue is based on our percent complete. So POC, maybe we'll create another video for that in the future. But that shows us how much revenue we've recognized. And we can see there's a difference between what we've invoiced versus what we've recognized as revenue. And at the bottom, this will also tell us how much revenue we still have to post based on the percent complete. So we have about 45% complete. So the system's going to automatically calculate and determine how much revenue we need to post, and the system will handle that revenue recognition portion of it. So what we do is we take the entire financial elements and attributes around a project and create a one concise view where you can see the entire profitability of a project. Further, you can drill down into each one of these cost category and revenue category to see what different elements are making up that $70,000, for example. We can see all the equipment that costed that makes up that $70,000 as cost. Or if I want to see how many hours were posted and who actually entered all those hours, I can click on those hours and it will give me a list of all the technicians or any resource that have booked time against that project and how much time. So all of this is drilled down so you can do various types of analysis on your project in terms of questioning anything around profitability of the project. Now, this is one element of project. We may have a portfolio of project that you're managing. So in that case, you also have additional reports, such as our project WIP report, which allows you to run a report by department, by project manager, by a branch, or by a type of project. If you have design, build, bid project, design only project, or different market. And this will allow you to see the profitability of all the projects as a whole. And you'll see some red light, green light indicator in terms of how the project is changing shape, is in your favor or against your favor. But this will give you a list of everything around all the projects. And you can use these reports to filter out using the filtering options that we have within our grids. You can filter out and look for anomalies within these this profitability report. So we looked at what has happened. So the system is now giving you everything that has happened up to this point within the project profitability. You can also change the as of date, backdate it, or you can put in a start and end date, which allows you to see what has happened within a particular period of the project. Everything in Q360 is timestamped, so we know exactly what would have happened within a given period. So if I were to change this to last year, for example, if it's a multi-year project, what the system will allow us to see is what costs have changed. So we can see our hours have changed on the project as a result, and we can continue backdating to identify anything particular that might have changed within a period. There you go. So between this year, in year 2021, we can see there was additional revenue. So there was change orders that took place within the project and what amount of change orders that took place. So there's a very easy way we are able to easily identify and do analysis on our project profitability. Now, as project management, you also look out for forecasting from a profitability standpoint. So we go into our project tasks and lay out our entire project plan in terms of Gantt chart. We put in ICOs and CCOs to identify, how much additional cost that we need on the project to complete the work. We will also go into our equipment list to identify what equipment is required and when that equipment is required within the project. So this gives us the forecast in terms of what additional labor, what type of labor we need in the future, what type of material that we need in the future, when we need it, and that allows us to see the profitability or forecasted profitability on our projects. So this report, the revenue, project revenue and cost forecast, allows us to see, based on our planning, how much revenue and cost we plan to recognize over a period, and what would be our gross profit be month over month as we plan this out. So I hope this information was helpful to you. If you want to learn more about Q360, please visit our website, give our sales team a ring, and they'll be happy to talk to you and tell you more about Q360. Thank you.